Every 9 seconds, an older adult in America falls. Every 19 minutes, one of them dies from that fall. But in Japan, people in their 70s and 80s move with the stability and confidence of someone decades younger. The difference? A balance secret that samurai warriors perfected over 700 years ago. Here's what nobody tells you about falls. The injury isn't the worst part, it's what comes after. The fear, the loss of independence. One fall can end the life you know. In America, 2.8 million older adults are treated in emergency rooms for fall injuries every year. But the invisible injury is the loss of confidence to move freely through your own life. The samurai understood something about balance that modern medicine is only beginning to rediscover. When you're wearing 60 pounds of armor and fighting on uneven terrain, balance isn't just important, it's survival. These warriors developed a complete system for building unshakable stability that's been passed down for centuries. Before we dive in, drop a comment. Have you or someone you love experienced a fall that changed everything? And hit that subscribe button so you never miss these Japanese longevity secrets. Today, I'm breaking down the exact 5-part system that kept samurai stable in battle and keeps Japanese seniors independent well into their 90s. No equipment needed. Just 10 minutes a day of precise practice that rewires how your body maintains balance. Let's start by understanding why your balance is failing in the first place, and it's not what you think. Your balance isn't controlled by your legs or your core. It's controlled by 3 interconnected systems, and modern life has quietly shut down 2 of them without you even noticing. Here's how your body actually maintains balance. First, there's your vestibular system, the fluid-filled canals in your inner ear that detect head movement and orientation. Second, your visual system, which tells you where you are in space by seeing the world around you. And third, your proprioceptive system, the sensory receptors in your muscles, joints, and especially the soles of your feet that feel your body's position without looking. When all 3 systems work together, you're stable, confident, and quick to react. But here's the problem. Modern life has systematically deactivated your proprioceptive system. Flat floors, cushioned shoes, cars and chairs. Your feet spend all day on perfectly level surfaces, wrapped in thick soles that block sensory feedback. The tiny pressure sensors on the bottoms of your feet that should be constantly sending signals to your brain, they've gone silent. Studies show that proprioceptive function declines by approximately 40 to 50% between age 20 and age 70. But it's not aging that causes the decline. It's disuse. Your proprioceptive system is like a muscle. Stop using it, and it atrophies. The samurai understood this instinctively. They trained barefoot. They practiced on uneven ground. They deliberately challenged their balance system because they knew their lives depended on it. Think about this. Why do you feel unsteady getting out of bed in the dark? Why do curbs seem higher than they used to? Why do you automatically reach for the railing on stairs? It's not weakness, it's sensory deprivation. Your brain is trying to maintain balance with only 2 systems when it needs 3. You're essentially walking through life with one eye closed. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain is designed to rely primarily on vision when proprioception is weak. That's why you feel fine in bright light, but unstable in dim conditions. That's why you look down at your feet when walking on uneven ground. Your brain is compensating for the missing sensory input, but this compensation has a cost. It's slower, less accurate, and it fails the moment your visual system is compromised. But here's the fascinating part. Neuroplasticity research shows you can restore proprioceptive function at any age. Your nervous system can relearn what it's forgotten. The samurai developed specific techniques to wake up these dormant sensors, and that's exactly what we're going to do. The first technique addresses the foundation of all balance, your connection to the ground. Samurai called this Tanren, which means forging or tempering, because it literally reshapes how your feet and ankles communicate with your brain. This single technique can restore stability you haven't felt in decades. The word Tanren comes from the same process used to create samurai swords. Steel is heated, hammered, folded, and tempered repeatedly until it becomes incredibly strong yet flexible. The samurai applied this same philosophy to the body. You're not just practicing a position, you're forging a new neural pathway between your feet and your brain. Here's what Tanren addresses. The soles of your feet contain over 200,000 sensory receptors. These mechanoreceptors are designed to detect pressure, texture, and subtle shifts in weight distribution. But years of cushioned shoes and flat surfaces have put these receptors to sleep. Tanren wakes them up. Here's how to practice it. Find a space where you can stand barefoot. This is critical. No socks, no shoes, nothing between your feet and the floor. Stand with your feet hip-width apart, arms relaxed at your sides. Now, close your eyes. This removes your visual system and forces your brain to rely on proprioception. Start by noticing your weight distribution. Are you leaning forward onto your toes? Backward onto your heels? Favoring your left or right side? Most people discover they're not as balanced as they thought. Now, slowly shift your weight forward until you feel more pressure on the balls of your feet. Then shift backward until your heels carry more weight. Rock gently side to side, feeling the sensory feedback from your feet. The samurai taught a visualization technique they called rooting. Imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet, extending down through the floor and deep into the earth. This isn't just poetic imagery. It's a neurological trick. When you visualize something physical, your nervous system activates the muscles and sensory receptors associated with that image. You literally feel more grounded. Here's the most important part. Focus on the four corners of each foot. The base of your big toe, the base of your pinky toe, the inner heel, and the outer heel. Your goal is to feel equal pressure across all 4 points. This creates what martial artists call a rooted stance. Try gently lifting your toes while keeping your heels planted. Feel how this activates your arches and engages muscles you've probably never consciously used before. The most common mistake I see is gripping with the toes. People curl their toes like they're trying to grab the floor. This creates tension and actually reduces stability. Your toes should be relaxed, spread naturally, with just the pads making contact. Think of your foot as a tripod. Heel, big toe mound, and pinky toe mound. These 3 points create your stable base. Start with just 3 to 5 minutes of Tanren practice each morning and evening. The morning session primes your proprioceptive system for the day. The evening session helps your brain consolidate the sensory patterns you've been practicing. Within 2 weeks, most people notice they feel more stable walking, especially on uneven surfaces or in low-light conditions. Now that you've awakened your foot connection, we're going to build an unshakable foundation with the most important stance in samurai training. This is the stance samurai used when they needed absolute stability, whether drawing a sword, withstanding impact, or maintaining position on unstable ground. It's deceptively simple, but it rewires your entire balance system from the ground up. The position is called Haikodachi, which translates to parallel stance. In Kenjutsu, the art of Japanese swordsmanship, this was the foundation everything else was built upon. A samurai who couldn't hold Haikodachi under pressure couldn't survive combat. Balance wasn't optional. It was the difference between life and death. Here's what makes this stance so powerful. Most people have unconscious compensation patterns. You favor one leg over the other. You shift your weight to avoid discomfort. You tilt your pelvis or rotate your hips without realizing it. Haikodachi exposes all of these imbalances and forces your body to correct them. Stand with your feet parallel, hip-width apart, not shoulder-width, hip-width. Your feet should be directly under your hip joints, toes pointing straight ahead. Now here's the critical part. Distribute your weight exactly 50-50 between both feet. Not 49, 51. Exactly even. This sounds simple, but most people discover they're carrying 60 to 70% of their weight on one leg. Bend your knees slightly. Not a squat, just a micro bend that keeps your joints springy and responsive. Your spine should be neutral, not arched, not rounded, just stacked naturally. Shoulders relaxed and open, chin slightly tucked. Imagine that same invisible string from earlier pulling the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Close your eyes. Without visual input, your brain immediately reveals which side is stronger, which hip is tighter, where you're holding tension. You might feel yourself swaying. That's normal. That's your proprioceptive system working to maintain balance without help from your eyes. The samurai had a test for this stance. A training partner would apply gentle pressure from different directions: front, back, left, right, testing whether the stance was truly stable or just looked stable. You can test yourself. While holding Haikodachi with eyes closed, gently shift your weight forward onto the balls of your feet, then back onto your heels. A truly stable stance feels equally solid in all directions. What makes Haikodachi remarkable is how it activates your deep stabilizer muscles. These aren't the big muscles you see in the mirror. They're the small, deep muscles that attach directly to your spine and pelvis. Your multifidus, your transverse abdominis, your pelvic floor, all the muscles responsible for postural control. In a chair, these muscles sleep. In Haikodachi, they have to work. Here's the common mistake. People lock their knees and grip with their leg muscles, turning the stance into a rigid, tense position. But samurai understood that true stability comes from relaxed alertness, not tension. Your muscles should be engaged, but not clenched. Think of a coiled spring, ready to respond but not wound so tight it can't move. Start by holding Haikodachi for 30 seconds with eyes open. When that feels comfortable, try eyes closed. Build gradually to 2 to 3 minutes. The samurai concept of fudoshin, or immovable mind, teaches that mental calm creates physical stability. When your mind is scattered and anxious, your body reflects that instability. When your mind is focused and present, your body becomes rooted. Over time, this pattern becomes automatic. You'll find yourself naturally standing more balanced throughout the day without thinking about it. You've built your foundation. Now, we're going to add the element that samurai considered the key to all physical power: your breath. Samurai discovered that the way you breathe directly controls your balance. Master your breath, and your body becomes stable from the inside out. Lose control of your breath, and even the strongest stance crumbles. This technique is called Kokuho, which translates to breath method or breath power. In samurai training, breath wasn't just about oxygen. It was about cultivating power from your center. The samurai believed all physical strength originated from a point 2 inches below your navel called the hara or tanden. This isn't mystical, it's biomechanics. Here's what most people get wrong about breathing. They breathe from their chest, short, shallow breaths that lift the shoulders and create tension in the neck and upper back. Watch a baby breathe. Their belly rises and falls with each breath. No chest movement, no shoulder lifting, just natural diaphragmatic breathing. That's how your body is designed to breathe. But years of stress, poor posture, and shallow breathing habits have disconnected you from this natural pattern. Here's how to practice Kokuho. Stand in Haikodachi, the parallel stance we just learned. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly, just below your navel. Now breathe normally and notice which hand moves more. If your chest hand is moving more than your belly hand, you're breathing from your chest. Now, breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4, directing the air down into your lower belly. Your belly should expand outward like a balloon inflating. Your chest should barely move. Hold for a count of 7, then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 8, feeling your belly naturally draw inward. This is the 4-7-8 breathing pattern used in both samurai training and modern stress reduction techniques. But here's what's even more remarkable. Controlled breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode that calms your mind and reduces the fear response. Falls aren't just physical, they're psychological. Fear of falling creates tension, which creates instability, which increases fall risk. It's a vicious cycle. The samurai understood this connection between breath, mind, and body. They practiced Kokuho before battle to calm their minds and prepare their bodies. You can use the same technique anytime you feel unsteady. Waiting in line at the store, walking on uneven pavement, climbing stairs, take a deep breath into your hara and feel your body stabilize from the inside out. Here's the common mistake. People try to force the breath, pushing air in and out with muscular effort. Kokuho should feel effortless. Think of your belly as a bellows that naturally expands and contracts. No forcing, no tension, just smooth, continuous flow. Practice this breathing pattern for 5 minutes daily, first lying down, then seated, then standing in Haikodachi. As it becomes natural, integrate it into your daily movement. You have your foundation, you have your core stability. Now, we're going to add movement, because real balance isn't static, it's dynamic. Static balance is useful, but real falls happen during movement. Stepping off curbs, turning quickly, reaching for something. Ashi Sabaki is the samurai footwork method that teaches your body to maintain stability while moving, which is exactly when you need it most. Ashi Sabaki, which translates to foot manipulation or footwork. In combat, samurai needed to move quickly while maintaining perfect balance. A misstep meant vulnerability. A loss of balance meant death. So they developed a system of movement that kept their center of gravity stable no matter how fast or complex their footwork became. Here's what most people don't know about falls. 87% of falls happen during transitions, not while standing still, but while moving from one position to another. Getting up from a chair, stepping off a curb, turning to look behind you, reaching for something on a high shelf. These transitions create moments of instability, and that's when your balance system is most vulnerable. Modern walking creates these vulnerable moments constantly. We take long strides, landing heel first with our weight forward. For a split second during each step, we're essentially falling forward and catching ourselves. This works fine when you're young and your reflexes are fast. But as your reaction time slows, those micro moments of instability become dangerous. Ashi Sabaki operates on completely different principles. First, your center of gravity moves before your feet do. Not your foot reaching out while your body stays back, but your whole body shifting as one unit. Second, steps are smaller and more controlled. No overreaching, no long strides that leave you off balance. Third, you maintain constant ground contact. Your foot slides or glides before lifting, keeping proprioceptive feedback active throughout the movement. Here's how to practice the basic pattern. Start in Haikodachi, that parallel stance with feet hip-width apart. Shift your weight completely onto your left foot while keeping both feet on the ground. Now slide your right foot forward about 6 inches, keeping the ball of your foot in light contact with the floor. Only when your foot reaches its new position do you transfer weight onto it. Then repeat on the other side. Now let's add backward movement. From Haikodachi, shift your weight onto your right foot. Slide your left foot backward 6 inches, again maintaining light contact. Transfer weight. Repeat. The key is never to lift your foot completely until you're certain of your balance. This eliminates those dangerous micro moments of instability. Lateral movement works the same way. Shift weight to one side, slide the unweighted foot sideways, transfer weight, bring the other foot to meet it. Small steps, controlled weight transfers, constant ground contact. What looks slow and deliberate in practice becomes smooth and automatic with repetition. Here's where it gets practical. Direction changes are where most people lose their balance. The samurai pivot technique keeps you stable through turns. Instead of twisting your upper body while your feet stay planted, you turn your whole body as one unit. Shift your weight onto the balls of your feet, rotate your hips and shoulders together, then settle back into a stable stance. No twisting at the waist, no separating upper and lower body. Start practicing Ashi Sabaki for 5 to 10 minutes daily in a clear space. Move deliberately, almost in slow motion. Speed isn't the goal. Control is the goal. As the pattern becomes natural, practice while doing everyday activities. Walking to your mailbox, moving around your kitchen, navigating the grocery store. The more you integrate these principles into real movement, the more automatic they become. Research shows that controlled, deliberate movement practice reduces fall risk by 42 to 58% in adults over 65. Your body learns to move with inherent stability, and that learning transfers to every activity you do. Now let me show you exactly how to practice these 5 elements in a simple daily routine that takes just 10 minutes. The samurai didn't practice these techniques in isolation. They wove them into a seamless daily discipline. Here's your modern adaptation: a 10-minute routine that rebuilds your balance system from the ground up. Here's what makes this protocol so effective. Each technique builds on the previous one. Tanren awakens your proprioception. Haikodachi establishes your foundation. Kokuho stabilizes your core. Ashi Sabaki integrates everything into movement. When you practice them in sequence, the compound effect is extraordinary. The whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts. Your morning routine takes just 5 minutes and primes your nervous system for the entire day. Start with 2 minutes of Tanren, that barefoot ground connection work. Stand with feet hip-width apart, eyes closed, and focus on the 4 corners of each foot. Feel the pressure distribution. Engage your arches. Visualize those roots extending down through the floor. This wakes up the sensory receptors that have been asleep all night. Move immediately into 2 minutes of Haikodachi with Kokuho breathing. Maintain that parallel stance with equal weight distribution and begin the 4-7-8 breathing pattern. Inhale for 4 counts into your lower belly, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Feel how the breath creates stability from your center. Your core engages naturally. Your spine lengthens. Your mind focuses. Finish with 1 minute of basic Ashi Sabaki. Small steps forward, backward, side to side. Keep your movements deliberate and controlled. Feel how your body maintains stability through the transitions. This activates the movement patterns you'll use throughout the day. 5 minutes total, and your balance system is fully online. Your evening routine takes another 5 minutes and releases accumulated tension while building deeper strength. Start with 1 minute of Tanren to ground yourself after the day's activities. Notice how your weight distribution might have shifted from morning. Are you favoring one leg after hours of standing or walking? Use this minute to rebalance. Move into 2 minutes of Haikodachi with eyes closed. This is your progress check. Without visual input, can you maintain stable, equal weight distribution? Can you keep your breathing deep and steady? The evening practice is more challenging because your body is tired, but that's exactly when you need this stability training most. Falls don't happen when you're fresh and alert. They happen when you're fatigued. End with 2 minutes of Ashi Sabaki, but now add complexity. Practice direction changes, small pivots to the left and right, forward and backward movement combined with lateral steps. Challenge your balance system with varied patterns. This teaches your body that stability isn't just one position. It's the ability to move confidently in any direction. Here's your weekly progression plan. Week 1 and 2 are your foundation phase. Don't worry about duration or perfection. Focus entirely on learning the positions correctly. How does Tanren feel in your feet? Where do you naturally want to shift your weight in Haikodachi? Is your breathing truly reaching your lower belly, or are you still breathing from your chest? These 2 weeks are about building body awareness, not performance. Week 3 and 4, start adding duration. Increase each hold by 15 to 30 seconds. If you started with 2 minutes of Haikodachi, work up to 2.5 or 3 minutes. If Ashi Sabaki felt rushed in 1 minute, extend it to 90 seconds. Your body is adapting, building new neural pathways. Give it the time it needs to integrate these patterns. Month 2 and beyond, this is where practice becomes exciting. Add variations. Try Haikodachi on different surfaces. Carpet feels different from tile. Tile feels different from grass. Grass feels different from gravel. Each surface challenges your proprioceptive system in unique ways and accelerates your improvement. Practice Ashi Sabaki with gentle direction changes, or try closing your eyes during static positions to remove visual input completely. Track your progress with simple tests. Can you stand on one leg with eyes closed for 30 seconds? Can you walk heel to toe in a straight line for 10 steps without wobbling? Can you turn around completely without needing to touch a wall for support? These benchmarks show you exactly how your balance is improving week by week. This isn't just about preventing falls. It's about reclaiming the confidence to move through life without fear. Every fall begins with fear, and every fear begins with the loss of trust in your own body. The Samurai Balance System doesn't just prevent falls, it restores that trust. Remember those statistics from the beginning? Every 9 seconds, an older adult in America falls. But it doesn't have to be you. The difference between aging with confidence and aging with fear comes down to 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes to reclaim stability your body never truly lost, just forgot how to access. The samurai understood that balance isn't about strength, it's about awareness. It's about reconnecting with the sensory systems that modern life has put to sleep. This isn't just about preventing falls, it's about reclaiming the freedom to walk without fear, to move without hesitation, to live without constantly calculating risk. That freedom starts with 10 minutes today. Start with just one technique right now. Tanren, the ground connection. Take off your shoes, stand barefoot, close your eyes, and spend 2 minutes feeling your feet on the floor. That's it. That's your first step towards samurai-level stability. Drop a comment and tell me which of these 5 techniques you're most excited to try, or what balance challenges you're facing right now. I read every comment, and I'll personally respond with specific guidance for your situation. If this video reaches 100 comments, I'll reveal the samurai walking meditation that takes these principles even deeper. If you found this helpful, subscribe so you never miss these Japanese longevity secrets. We're covering new techniques every single week. The samurai understood that true strength isn't about never falling. It's about having the stability to stand firm and the wisdom to know you can. That stability starts today.